Hello Wendy, Moritz back here from Res Vitesse. Heard you having a supper weekend on the Friday the 21st, I believe it is. So I just wanted to talk about Res Vitesse. So Res Vitesse was started in 2014, and I got into winemaking through my grandfather, who lived in the south of France in the Provence region of the near Provence, very close to Nice, Cannes area. And so the idea was that through my grandfather, he was the one that really got me into winemaking at a young age. So when I turned sort of 16 years old, I realized this is what I want to do as a career. And eventually I went on to going on to university in the UK. So I'm actually half German, half Dutch, born in Switzerland, and lived in London my whole life. So a bit of a European mongrel, as some people like to say. And so the idea was that when I turned 16 years old, I went down to university, and the idea was that did a degree in viticulturology, and after that went on to travel the world making wine in California, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Germany and France. And I worked with some large wineries like Oyster Bay, Dr. Lawson, Penfolds, Orange Swift. And so after seeing these different wineries around the world, I realized actually the Roussillon was, as you can see right behind me, a beautiful part of the world. And so I really wanted to make my own wine here. And so in 2014 I went down there, and I just started off by making 1,000 bottles of my white, which one is this one here, and my red blend. And so then I started there about 4 years or so, and after that then went on to eventually testing the waters. So I wanted to really figure out how to make wine, and the idea was that in 2014 did the first 4 years of making wine, and the hardest part of this business is selling wine. So I wanted to prove to myself I could actually sell my own product. So just quickly about the wines. So this one is the Blanc, which is Grenache Blanc, Grenache Gris, and Roussanne. So these three grapes do a bit of a whole individually ferment the grape varietals, and eventually once I'm happy with the profile of the wine, I then blend the three grapes together and do a bit of barrel aging, stainless steel aging. And the idea is that when I incorporate the lees into the wine, it really creates more richness, roundness, more of a foodie kind of wine. That's kind of the style of it. And it's a great sort of with fish, nice chicken, a little bit of a butterfly chicken kind of thing, all those different types of foods. And that's kind of what I love about this wine. And I'm a big foodie, so I really want to make sure my wines can accommodate the food. So this is the first one. Lovely. So this is, again, there's more of a sort of appley aromas, tropical fruits, that kind of thing of the white. And so, as I mentioned, 2014, after that, went on to prove myself I could make and sell my own wine. And then eventually in 2018, I then decided to buy 14 hectares of organic vineyards. And there was these vineyards down here. You can see here's one of them right now in the vineyards of the Roussillon. And the idea was that I wanted to make some Syrah, some my white blends, the rosé blends there. And that's where I am today. And so after sort of seeing the different wine regions and different parts of the Roussillon, this definitely had the most appeal of it. Because as I said, I mentioned working in Barossa Valley, there's other parts of the wine region, but the Roussillon really had the most opportunity to make my own wine label. So the next one is my rosé. So this one is 3 grapes here. This one is 3 grapes, and they are Grenache Noir, Syrah, and Grenache Gris. And of those 3 grapes, they are I do a co-fermentation. So I pick the 3 grapes all on the same day, and the idea is that I then put into a big press. And once in a big press, I then ferment them on the first day in stainless steel tanks, and after that, I then put about 20% of the total volume into old neutral barrels, and barrel fermentation happens there. And after the fermentation is finished in barrels, I then add some softer void malolactic fermentation, and then a bit of a lee stirring is the idea. So this is something, when I mix the barrel part, the old neutral barrels and the stainless steel tank, you create again more real richness, roundness, a bit more of a three-dimensional rosé. So I kind of like this more of a real foodie. As I said, love my food. So I want it more like pork, sort of a bit of lamb, or again fish obviously, but again a real sort of more foodie kind of rosé, something a bit more unique. And it's also perfect, like right now, hot summer's day. I know it's rather windy, which is the classic tramontane wind that we have around here, but this is something that is a classic rosé from this style. And there's one of our, actually this is one of our best sellers at the moment, sort of lots of one-off awards, and it's something more unique. So anyways, I just wanted to do a little quick cheers as a thank you for Wendy for organising her supper dinner, and hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Cheers.